Hey everybody, Jim here, and I'm in Akiba today, and we are about to go to this place, Tamashii Nations, Tokyo, kind of an anime exhibit place with figures and all kinds of other cool stuff in it. It just opened. As you can see, it said grand open. It opened on April 27th, and there's some really cool stuff inside, so let's go check it out. Tamashii Nations, Tokyo.
Getting started in Tamashii Nations, Tokyo, as we take a look at this big ol' Sergeant Frog mech, which is pretty cool. That changes in and out every once in a while. As we look at some other figures here, including some Detective Conan, some Saint Seiya, there was some magnificent Kotobuki. As we look at some cool costumes here, again, magnificent Kotobuki, and Saint No, whatever it. I'm not sure what that is. Obviously, something tying in with the Saint Seiya series. And as we look at some other stuff here, these I believe you can just sort of mark down what figures you want from some stuff that's on display, and then you give it to a clerk, and they get you your figure. So they got some cool Godzilla stuff here, including a wicked badass Mecha Godzilla, and Space Godzilla, and even the little tiny little Godzuki? Little Junior Godzilla. As we look at some Gundam stuff, got some Zaku's, and some Saint Seiya figures. They got them on display here so you can see what you're buying. But cool, Zaku's, and Gundams, and Saint Seiya. This Pegasus, Golden Pegasus armor thing. Mazinger. Again, very cool Gundam figures. The kind of stuff I would have loved to have had on a shelf at one point. I guess I'd still like to have cool stuff like that. Gundams and Godzilla and all manner of cool stuff. But that's what's on the first floor. And there's basement and second floor. And we're going up to the second floor here, as you can see. And I didn't go to the basement today. Not sure there was even anything going on down there. But here you can see on the second floor all kinds of like really cool figure displays, almost like dioramas or something. As we look at this excellent little Dragon Ball figures, got Goku, Bulma, and Shenron. And some, what I'm assuming, are Kamen Rider figures. I'm not totally familiar with all the different Kamen Rider things. And then these cool things, like little arsenals. But there's some Sailor Moon and cool looking Keyblade. A sword that, again, I'm guessing some of it has got to be like Kamen Rider or other related. As this cool, again, like a diorama type thing of Mazinger. And this like mural with Saint Seiya, Gundam, and Mazinger. So I guess they're running with a theme here. And that looks like a Mazinger fist of some sort. They also have a Yu-Gi-Oh thing. Could press some buttons and get some fun little noises activated. And these cool Saint Seiya things. Awesome, like, I guess they're armor, right? I think that's the Pegasus helmet thing, it looks like. I think it is anyway. Or is it a dragon thing? But anyway, speaking of Saint Seiya, very cool figures here. Your 5 central characters, the Bronze Saints, and some Kamen Rider. Awesome Ultraman having a battle in front of the Bandai building. And this one I like a lot as a DBZ fan. Got all these cool figures set up nicely. Somebody put a lot of, well, maybe not a lot, but somebody put some time and effort into staging these figures like this. It's pretty damn cool. As we continue on, more Kamen Rider. They really like their Kamen Rider at Tamashii Nations, because there is a lot of it. And this one looks especially cool. Maybe some kind of Sentai, other type of like Super Sentai thing, but he's like a samurai warrior, which is cool. Always love when they blend Sentai with, like, you know, more traditional Japanese samurai ninja type stuff. And these Marvel figures are pretty cool too, including a very cool looking Thanos, some Iron Man, Ant-Man, all of that. A very nice Spike Spiegel figure. So I'd actually like to have that. Some Kamen Riders, some Macross, some Mazinger. Just so much cool stuff on display. And it's all labeled as such, as Broly takes on Gogeta. And moving right along. So this is like really a perfect place for someone like me who isn't buying figures but still appreciates figures, and I just like to look at them. Cooler. I mean, never see some cooler love, so that's nice. And again, magnificent Kotobuki. But it's great for someone like me who doesn't or can't collect figures, but I like to just, you know, look at figures. Nothing like a well-crafted figure to bring your anime and Sentai to life, I guess. So I really like this this place as we get some Gamera, even some Yoda. And I like that a lot. Even these little chibi Gundam guys, like Robot Tyson guys. Some Sailor Moon. That's, I guess that's Uranus and Neptune, or Pluto. I forget which ones. And, yeah, just more. And this, I'm not really sure what the hell this is, but it's a giant robot. It looks pretty cool. We have a Kamen Rider, and, hey, something to actually ride. That's something that's kind of missing from a lot of Kamen Rider, I think. And on top of them all, Freddie Mercury is prominently displayed. And some Evangelion, Gundam, Ultraman, all cool stuff. Anyway, that was about the extent of what I did today. So let's get outside and wrap this up.
Okay, so that's Tamashii Nations Tokyo. It's very cool, and I think there's even like a second location down the street with other like really cool stuff in it. So definitely, if you're touring around Akiba and you want to just pop in somewhere, see some cool figures and things like that, then Tamashii Nations Tokyo is a perfect place for it. As you saw, there's some really cool stuff inside, and even some cool figures and t-shirts, things like that for sale. So pop in when you have the time. And that'll do it for today. So thank you everybody for watching. Please do come back next time. And until then, take care. Goodbye. Hello everybody, Jim here in Akiba today to go to yet another shop, a predominantly figure shop, but they have all kinds of different merchandise in there, and that is Kotobukiya. So in here there's lots of anime and video game and movie related merch and figures, shirts, other various goods, and it's pretty awesome. So let's get inside and have a look around. Give you the grand tour.
Fail! Too normal. Fail! Too extreme.
Samurai sword chopsticks.
Kotobukiya.
All right. Getting started in Kotobukiya. As we come through the door, we immediately see plenty of Square Enix stuff. All kinds. It's Dragon Quest, it's Kingdom Hearts, even some Xenogears, Final Fantasy, just super cool figures, and wall scrolls. Because who doesn't love a good wall scroll? But yeah, I love these figures they have, and then all of this other various merch. They got glasses and mugs and what looks like a little cube calendar. I don't know what the hell that is, with a little chocobo. But there's all kinds of other stuff, and then this very cool Cloud Strife with his motorbike, which I've seen at like one other store. I think I've seen it at Indoor. It's very cool. Even some Final Fantasy Gachapon, which I like a lot. I'm a Gachapon. kind of guy. And Near, I believe, is what this is. So this is a very cool, like, little diorama. They have a very cool display case for some of the stuff. Which they have a lot of those in this store. Just these very cool display cases. Where, like this, where you can see all the merch all on display. So lots of Kingdom Hearts stuff there, clocks and mugs and things. And lots and lots of Dragon Quest slimes. Just slimes of all kinds everywhere. Perfect for the slime fan. Even the little coffin from Dragon Quest, which is very cool when one of your party members dies. And Persona, this whole section here. All Persona stuff. Lots of just, there's plushies and figures. There's like also like mugs and sticker sets and just everything else. Slime slippers. Oh my god. And more Persona 5. So there's like buttons and books and it's like stamp sets, all kinds of stuff, and of course figures. Some very cool Persona 5 figures indeed. So if you're a Persona fan, I mean, I'm sure there's no shortage of stores where you can buy Persona stuff, but right here in Kotobukiya, they got you covered. And again, lots of stuff on display and lots of stuff for sale. And right here, Star Wars. Whole nice little Star Wars shelf. You can see they got mugs and towels, things like that. Very cool, like feudal Japan looking figures of Darth Maul and Jango Fett. Those are very cool. And just lots of various other figures of all kinds of different characters. Nice high quality figures as you see Vader. And I like in the background there are a bunch of the bounty hunters like Zuckuss, Bosk, Dengar. I don't see a whole lot of love for like those characters. I'm a big fan of like old school Star Wars, so I like that. And here we have a Monster Hunter section. So if you like Monster Hunter, you want some merch, it's all right there. Oh, and some Godzilla. Which I guess putting Godzilla right there with the Monster Hunter stuff, that makes some sense. As we come around to colorful froggy things that I don't know what they are, and DC. So Star Wars isn't the only sort of like Western property getting some love. Plenty of DC stuff in here, which I'm not a huge DC fan. I do like Batman. But yeah, a cool mix of like old school and new school looking figures. So that is very cool. And an entire section dedicated to Totoro. So if you like Totoro, they've got them here. They're little Totoro backpacks, big old Totoro plushies. There's, I mean, hand towels and little figures and other kinds of things. Just no shortage of Totoro, if that's what you're into. Including this very cool little display with some fans and figures and all kinds of stuff. Plenty of Totoro love. As we come around, and there's an aisle with all Nintendo stuff. Mario and Kirby on the other side. Of course, Kirby, always popular. And you can even pick yourself up some little snacks. You want something sweet? Kotobukiya has it. Some mochi, which is always good. And some, other Nintendo stuff. And then Pokemon. An entire aisle, not an aisle, but a couple of shelves full of nothing but Pokemon, which I'm admittedly not the biggest Pokemon fan. I've played like one game in the series, but I know it when I see it. So there's a ton of Pokemon there, and then these figures, all these cool like Bishojo figures. So you get Chun-Li, who's that? Zatanna, Sakura, Supergirl, Christy, Raven, Starfire. So lots of cool, these Bishojo figures, I guess is what they're known as. And I think all these are like soundtracks. So you can pick up some nice soundtracks. And this one in particular I thought was cool. This Ash Williams Bishojo figure from Evil Dead 2. Very cool. I'm an Evil Dead fan myself. So I like that a lot. As we move right along to a jump cut. As we come to these Marvel figures, and these are awesome, these X-Men, because that's my era of X-Men. Very 90s. I like that a lot. But of course, all kinds of Marvel love here. As we got Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist. We got all of the Defenders. And again, the Nintendo aisle with wonderful Kirby stuff. I like Kirby. I used to date a girl actually who had she was a huge fan of Kirby. So her bedroom was just always like stuffed full of Kirby stuff. So but yeah, there's always time for Kirby and other various Nintendo things. We've got an Infinity Gauntlet. We've got my favorite X-Men, Gambit. Louisiana represent. And these cool little chibi Marvel figures as well. So there's a really nice mix in here of, I mean, there's anime, there's video games, there's comic books, there's just plenty of merchandise for like everything, really. So I like Kotobukiya a lot. Because regardless of what I'm in the mood for, they've got something that I'm going to be interested in. Anyway, that'll do it for now. Kotobukiya, very cool. Let's wrap it up.
Okay, that's Kotobukiya in Akihabara. Very, very cool shop. If you're in town, definitely stop by, check it out. I mean, they have everything, not just figures, but I mean, really anything you want. Some sweets you want to pick up, some plushies, clocks, cups, wall scrolls, everything ever. So yeah, definitely check out Kotobukiya when you're in town. Maybe pick up some anime or gaming related stuff. It's awesome. And that's going to do it for today, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for liking, subscribing, etc., etc. And I'm getting I'm getting bombarded by like maids right now trying to hand me pamphlets. But thank you so much for watching, and do please come back next time. Take care, everybody, and goodbye. Hey everybody, Jim here, and Akiba today at the other Tamashii Nations location. If you remember the last one I went to, there were a ton of really cool figures, and it's the same case for this one, but they have way more figures on sale, and just plenty of anime, as you can see, Marvel as well. Just lots and lots of cool stuff to choose from, and cool stuff on display. So let's get inside and check out this other Tamashii Nations in Akihabara. Let's go.
Alright. Tamashii Nations. One of my favorite places to go and just window shop, because look at all of these amazing figures. Taken from all kinds of stuff. There's even, like, the Keith Courage mech thing there. That's very cool. Just so everybody knows, everything on display here is also for sale. As we look at these very cool one-piece figures, and Ultraman, and Saint Seiya, and they're even, like, you can just buy individual things where it's like energy swirls and stuff like that. Doesn't come with a figure, but you can basically pair it with any figure. So that's what those are, these energy swirls and things like that. In case you want to punch up your figure display a little bit. And here are some of those figures for sale. As we see more stuff on display. Digimon, which I don't see so much of anymore. So that's pretty cool. And even some Marios, Pikachu, and I believe Gamera. As we take a look at everything they got. So this is basically like the, you know, the spot where the other Tamashii Nations was more of stuff on display. This is stuff on display and for sale. As we look at more Ultraman. For sure, if you're an Ultraman fan, Tamashii Nations has got you covered. They've got a ton of figures. Frieza, Spike Spiegel. Those are some particularly cool figures. Two of my favorite characters from anime, actually. As we have a nice little fade into the next spot. Because I'm not trying to, you know, box people out here. I'm a very considerate guy when filming in public. As we look at these cool Star Wars figures. Lots and lots of good stuff there for the Star Wars fan. Which is nice to know. That even in Japan, even in a predominantly anime figure shop, you can get your Star Wars and Street Fighter. I love these figures. Sakura, Goki, Kin, Chun-Li. Really cool stuff. Harry Potter. I've actually never seen a Harry Potter movie or read any of the books. But there it is. I know that's like a popular thing. People love them some Harry Potter. So you can get some at Tamashii Nations. And this is another really awesome display. Just all these cool DBZ figures. So we got Vegeta, Goku, Super Saiyan, Goku, Boo, and more. And what do you know? More Ultraman. Actually, Kamen Rider. Excuse me, Kamen Rider. Which, if you like Ultraman, I have to imagine you like Kamen Rider as well. Which I do. I should watch more Kamen Rider, as a matter of fact. But there you go. Plenty of Kamen Rider for you. And some Bishoujo figures. I gotta be honest with you, I don't necessarily know what I'm looking at, except for that. That looks like Sailor Moon things. And oh my goodness! Gogeta! As some more of these magnificent Kotobuki figures. They had those at the pop-up shop I was at about a month or so ago. The ship from Space Battleship Yamato, which is very cool. And some big old mechs. Whatever the hell they are. They look like something that would be a combination of other mechs and Evangelion. So right there in that case, you got Space Battleship Yamato and Evangelion. Two epic anime, as we see some more Space Battleship, and we see, I believe, a little bit of Gundam and Macross, and that's just cool. I do love me some Macross, Gundam. They're classic Megazord. Love it, love it. So yeah, this is definitely a cooler Tamashii Nations to go into, just because of all the stuff they have for sale. The other one is like a museum. This one is like a museum mixed with a store. But as we see some classic mech stuff. And more Gundam on display and on sale. Too much cool stuff to count. And I love the display they have where it's like Char's counterattack. That's really cool. So for the Gundam fan as well, Tamashii Nations, that's where you want to be. I would have loved this place when I was like, I don't know, 14, 15 years old, back when I was Still collecting figures and model kits and stuff. As we look at some more of these DBZ figures, and so many of them sold out. Like, almost all of these figures sold out, as we have this cool Broly and Gogeta. Love that. Yeah, if this is the kind of place that just makes me wish I had more space, because I would just be buying up figures left and right, because all this stuff is so damn cool. I definitely have to buy some of those Street Fighter figures, some DBZ, some Gundam, all kinds of goodness. And, oh, Disney. Oh, hello, Disney. Because, hey, everybody loves them some old school Disney, right? Even here in Japan, the long arm of Disney is felt. Anyway, as we take a look at this big old Mazinger in the middle of the room, that'll pretty much do it for this Tamashii Nations in Tokyo. Hope you enjoyed it. Hey, let's go outside for some final words.
Okay, so that'll do it for the inside of Tamashii Nations here in Akiba. Lots of very cool figures inside, dioramas, stuff on display, and really like just unlimited amount of cool stuff to buy. So if you're in Akiba looking for figures, Tamashii Nations has got you covered. It's pretty damn cool. Anyway, that's it for today. So everybody, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and do please come back next time. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.
Hello, everybody. Jim here in Akiba today, and we are going to another Liberty anime shop. So we're gonna have a look at a whole lot of anime figures, starting with these cool like mystery bags. There's JoJo and Fate, all kinds of other stuff. It's got a bunch of stuff in it, figures and other kinds of merchandise. So you can buy the mystery bag and see what's in it, which I've picked up one before. I picked up a DBZ one. I will say we're going to look at a whole lot of anime figures in here, and I'm not going to be terribly familiar with some of what we're looking at. I obviously know more of the classics, so Dragon Ball, and I have a passing knowledge of like Naruto and One Piece, and of course I'm familiar with Hokuto no Ken, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but and then I know some of the other stuff I'm going to see, Hatsune Miku and things like that. That's all kind of a given. And I know, something, academia and etc., etc. So we're going to look at something. I'm going to sound a little bit ignorant here and there. But anyway, as you can see, just wall-to-wall and ceiling-to-floor figures. And so we're looking at a lot of Dragon Ball stuff right here, which is... they had more Dragon Ball than anything else, which is fine for me. I love figures like this. This one has a lot of detail in the face. Very cool. So, but I grew up, like a lot of people my age, grew up as a big Dragon Ball Z fan. So I was very happy to see all the Dragon Ball figures. But as you can see, there's also lots of One Piece and just figures of varying size and detail and varying prices as well. So if you're more of a figure collector on a budget, there'll be stuff in here for you. And if you've got some money to burn, they'll have some stuff for you too. Again, look at some of this stuff. The detail on some of the faces, the poses. That's all very cool. And yeah, so I like it a lot. I like the figures. And again, if I had a bigger apartment, I'd probably have a few figures in it. I used to collect figures when I was a teenager. Some more cool. The detail on some of these is astounding. These are almost like less of like figures and more of just like smaller statues. They're great. We got some Gotenks and some Vegito. Plenty of Piccolo. More Vegito, except the the Super Saiyan Blue, and level 3 Gotenks, which is very cool. So I like that a lot. One thing that they didn't really have in here that I would have liked to have seen, and maybe it was on a different floor because this place has multiple floors to it, but I would have liked to have seen some Yu Yu Hakusho. These Bulma figures, pretty damn cool. The many different hairdos and fashion statements of Bulma. It's a character who went through a lot of changes. We have some more stuff here. Naruto. Again, I have only kind of a passing knowledge of Naruto. I read some of the manga, and I may have seen a little bit of the anime, but not too terribly familiar with it. I'm more of an 80s and 90s anime kind of guy, as some of you may know. But that does not mean I cannot appreciate the awesome artwork. As you can see, plenty of boxed stuff here. A lot of these things, funny enough, were available as prizes in Crane games. And if you weren't very lucky with the Crane games, maybe you could pop into one of these shops and pick them up. But yeah, look at some of these. They just looking pretty nice. As we spin around, I hope I'm not making you dizzy. We've got some JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which is a series with just an amazing, unique art style, and really great character designs, and the figures are just always fantastic. So I do indeed like JoJo, and you can get a look at some of the prices there. Some of these are priced around $50 or so, some of them less than that. And, you know, again, you might spend a little more on stuff that's boxed or in especially good condition. And yeah, we got some Giorno Giovanna for you there, and more. And we're gonna keep rolling on, baby. All of the figures in here. Conan or Conan. Every time I say Conan, I'm thinking Conan the Barbarian, but there's another Conan. And more DBZ. How about that? Yeah, Liberty. I will say there are a bunch of Liberty locations in Akiba, so just my advice would be, just whenever you're in Akiba, if you want to go and look at some cool figures, maybe pick up a couple for yourself, just Google Map Liberty, and I would say there's at least maybe like 4 or 5 Liberty shops. These Saint Seiya figures, these can go for quite a lot. I have a friend, my buddy Karkamo, he's really into Saint Seiya, and I've picked up a couple of those figures for him in the past, and yeah, they can be a little pricey. And some more cool One Piece stuff. One Piece is another series I'm not terribly familiar with. I read a little bit of the manga, and I saw some of the anime on TV, but it was like, I don't know how many episodes in, so I had no idea what the hell was going on. And some of these cheaper figures here, wrapped in plastic. And like I said, this particular Liberty, there are multiple floors. I stuck just to the first floor to keep this video from being too long. Look at this very cool Luffy figure. I basically, you know, just wanted to give you an idea, because I've filmed in like the other some of the other Liberty locations before, so you kind of know what you're getting into. It's just gonna be an overload of figures. I don't even know, like, if I was a figure collector, I don't even know where I would begin in a place like this. Just so many figures for so many different big anime properties. I guess, you know, if you have a focus, it'll be easier for you. Some of these waifus they have here. Yeah, if you have a focus, I guess it'll be easier. Like if you specifically want to collect JoJo or DBZ figures, and even that would be like hard to choose just because of the amount of figures that they have for any one property. And of course there are some, how do I say it, more adult-oriented figures in other shops, which I don't know. I'm not. I guess I don't see the appeal of it, but all good. And we have some more cool One Piece. This is very, very cool. Zoro or Zolo, however his name is pronounced. I like, you know, it's pretty cool to see like characters and various costumes, poses, things like that. and a little bit more of that lady stuff, including a mermaid. I see the mermaid all the time. I don't know who the mermaid is. Again, any One Piece fans watching this are gonna probably down in the comments tell me I'm such an idiot for not knowing who the mermaid is, but I don't know. I only know maybe like the central few characters. Again, some very cool Luffy action pose figure there. Very cool. And swinging around. There's more. This little vending machine, you can get some stuff in. Little claw machine with some gachapon stuff in it. More loose figures. Some ladies. More gachapon machines. And a whole bunch of other figures over here in the window. Will pack with bubble wraps. So that's good to know. Pick a figure up without a box. They'll throw some bubble wrap on it, and it'll be ship shape. And these are all great. This is just like super colorful, girly anime figures. Yeah, pretty cool. Don't necessarily recognize every character, but that's okay. More of these grab bags. Yeah, again, maybe if you're you can't decide what you want, pick up one of the mystery bags and be satisfied with that. And we're coming into sort of the ladies section here. Some Fate, and there's some Hatsune Miku and Evangelion, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, so lots of figures dedicated to the female anime characters. Some Sailor Moon, Cardcaptor Sakura, the waifus, if you will. I'm in the waifu section now. Yeah. And then again, some of these figures are insanely just like well detailed, and yeah, it's pretty impressive. Some of the figures, the poses and the hair and everything else. Very cool. So if you were in need of a plastic waifu to take home and whatever, Liberty has got you covered. There's more Fate stuff in there, which is cool. I like Fate. And lots of Hatsune Miku. Boy, that is a Sega printing money right there. But lots of Hatsune Miku figures in here, which is pretty commonplace in figure shops like this. There's usually quite a lot of Miku stuff. She's still a very popular character. The Vocaloid characters in general, pretty popular. I wonder if they're going to start making figures out of those VTubers, right? The virtual YouTubers. They probably already have. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I've already seen like plushies of some of them. But yeah, so you can pick up your waifu figures and give them the old hot glue job. Ugh, no, never mind, don't do that. Forget I said that. Anyway, that's just the first floor of this Liberty location. But I wanted to give you an idea of the size and scope and just the kind of stuff that you can expect to find in Liberty Anime in Akihabara. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at some cool figures. And I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Goodbye.
Hey everybody, Jim here in Akiba again today, but a little bit of a different agenda. Not actually here for video games for a change. I thought today, since there are so many figure shops in Akiba, I could go and have a look around in some. I'm not really a figure collector, but that's pretty much just because of how tiny my apartment is, but I do still really appreciate some good figures. If I had more space available to me, I'd probably own a lot more. So yeah, we're gonna go to some figure shops
We're gonna have a look at a lot of figures. It's gonna be some figure porn today, basically. So if figures are your thing, then stick around, because we are gonna go have a look at thousands of them. So let's do it. Alright, so the first shop we're gonna go to is this big one right here called Tengoku. And Tengoku is a hobby shop. They have basically everything, as you can see on the side here. Trading cards and really anything related to, I guess, the anime hobby. But they have a ton of figures. Just by looking from the outside, you can see that. So let's go into Tengoku, have a look around, and check out some figures.
ーバー出動。これがバトルフィーバーの全てだ。超合金バトルフィーバーポピーより発売中。デラックスバトルシャークもよろしく。
Okay, and that's just some of the cool stuff they have in Tengoku. Like I said, it's 6 floors, and I think most of the floors have figures on them. So definitely, if you're a figure collector, this is the place to go. Tengoku. And it's literally like just down the street from the station. But yeah, just like so many figures. They have new and used, and they have model kits as well. They have just too many figures in there to count. It's crazy how much they have. So that's probably like the best place to go to buy figures. We're gonna go to some other shops though. I think next up, there's a couple of shops called Liberty Anime, and I've had a look in there before. They have lots of figures, so that'll be our next destination. Let's head over to Liberty Anime. Okay, so here we are coming up on Liberty Anime. It's actually right next to the Retro Game Camp dungeon. This place is awesome. Like I said, I've been in here before, and just looking at from the outside in, you can just see there's tons of figures. They even have these cool like little grab bags. It's not really know what's in them. You'll get some Detective Conan with that, I guess. And I don't know if like you'll get exactly what's shown on the bag, or if you'll just get like, I don't know, a mixture of like figures of that property. Anyway, let's get inside Liberty Anime. Check out their figures.
宇宙世紀0088ネオジオン軍のモビルスーツを対してダブルゼータガンダムを完成。機動戦士ガンダムバンダイのプラモデル。
大なるパワーの鼓動、全てを
圧倒するこの迫力。鳥獣合体ライブロック。
Okay, so that's this Liberty anime, but there's another one across the street over there somewhere that I haven't been to yet. So I'm gonna want to go over there and have a look in that one as well. And you guys get to come along for the ride. And then after that, maybe one more figure shop. And then I'm gonna have to pack it in because it's cold and I'm hungry. And I'll just say that I'm only looking in like maybe 3 or 4 shops. But I mean, you can't walk more than 5 feet in Akiba without coming across a figure shop. So I'll more than likely be doing one of these, or maybe 2 or 3 more of these sometime in the future. Anyway, Liberty, it's right over there, conveniently enough. So. And there's a third one then, because there's another one that way. Anyway, let's go look in some more Liberty anime stores. Okay, so here we are, another Liberty, and I guess it's split into like 2 different areas, because that's Liberty, and that's also Liberty, and both of them would appear to have a ton of figures inside. So we'll just have to go inside both of them and have a look around. So let's get inside this second anime Liberty location.
カプセルから生まれし戦士たちをここに集え。その数百数十体。君は何人の戦士に出会ったか。少ない。どんどん増える SD ガンダムワールド。
未知の大空へ加速せよ、巨大のスーパージェットマシン。 カードニックブースターオン。合体スクラムウィング。大空の覇者天空合体ジェットイカロス。
Okay, so that's it for this Liberty Anime location. So there and there, it's right next to Carl's Jr., so it's really easy to find. Guys, I want to keep going. I want to go to some more figure shops, but I am desperately hungry and tired, and it's cold tonight. So I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and throw in the towel now. So I'm gonna start walking back to the station. But yeah, I am gonna have to do another one of these because this is really just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to figures in Akiba. You can't throw a stone here without hitting a figure shop. So I'll definitely do more. People in the comments, if there's a particular shop that you would like to see, maybe have a look inside at what figures they have, what their prices are like. You can always put that down in the comments. I read them all. I don't always get to answer every comment, which I would like to. It's just sometimes, you know, time is kind of pressing. But yeah, down in the comments, let me know any shop you want to see or any kind of material you want to see. It could really be anything. If you want to see more figure shops, game shops, any other kind of shop, or if you just want, you know, a lot of this, a lot of nice, you know, view of the streets, I guess. I'm always up for that too. Anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you saw some figures that you liked, maybe some from some of your favorite anime. Let me know down in the comments what those favorites are, because I'd like to know. And until next time, again, thanks for watching. Take care, everybody, and goodbye.